Welcome to the Explainer. So, what if university wasn't just about picking a major, but about actually building a skill set for the world we live in right now, an AI-driven world? Well, today we're going to take a look inside Valora Institute of Technology to see exactly how they're trying to make that a reality.
And that idea right there, that AI can make learning personal, is really at the heart of everything we're about to see. This isn't just some nice-sounding mission statement. It's a full-blown strategy designed to completely rethink what it means to be a student and a teacher.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big idea behind this whole AI revolution at VIT. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how it actually works for a student today. We'll even see how classrooms are basically turning into startup incubators. And finally, we'll zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What's it going to take to build this kind of digital future for everyone?
So, what is the core of VIT's vision? Well, it's pretty simple but really profound. AI isn't just another subject you can learn. No, it's meant to be the fundamental operating system for the entire university. And this is absolutely the key. Look, the goal here isn't to turn every single student into a coder. It's about empowering a future lawyer or a farmer or an artist with the AI tools and the mindset they need to innovate in their own fields. Okay, so that's the big picture vision, but how do you actually build a student who's ready for the modern workforce? Well, it turns out it starts in a kind of surprising place. VIT's strategy doesn't start with the students. It starts with the faculty. And the logic here is simple but really powerful. If you want to create future-ready students, you first need future-ready teachers who actually get how to use and apply these new AI tools. This slide just captures the whole shift perfectly. I mean, on the left, you've got the old way, right? Rigid departments, everything in its own little box. But on the right, you've got VIT's model, a flexible, open system where knowledge flows freely, which directly boosts a student's value on the job market. And we're not just talking theory here. This means students are actually encouraged to design their own expertise. They can create this hybrid skill set that's not just unique, but is also perfectly lined up with what modern companies are actually looking to hire. And you can really see how this AI everywhere idea plays out in the real world. A law student isn't just studying law, they're studying AI in law. It's about using technology to solve actual problems within a specific field, not just learning about tech for its own sake. Now, when you have all this innovation in the curriculum, something really fascinating starts to happen. Simple academic projects start to become the seeds of real-world startups. Yeah, forget about hackathons being some weekend hobby. At VIT, they're used as official exams. A student's grade can literally depend on how well they solve a real problem that's been given to them by an actual company. And this pipeline shows you exactly how it works. An industry partner brings in a problem, students work on it in class, it gets tested in a hackathon, and then the best ideas get institutional support to become real startups. It's a whole ecosystem, not just a one-off project. So at the end of the day, this deep partnership with industry is the final piece of the puzzle. It makes sure that students don't just graduate with a degree, but with real-world, hands-on experience. But this all brings up a huge question. I mean, this model sounds incredible, right? But its success makes you wonder about fairness and equity. Can an approach like this really be scaled up to help students all across the country? So, what are the hurdles? Let's get real for a minute and look at the systemic challenges that are standing in the way of this vision scaling up beyond just one university. You know, making this model work everywhere really requires a partnership. While a university like VIT can create all the online courses it wants, the government has to step up with the fundamentals, things like reliable internet access for everybody and the financial aid to make it all affordable. And yeah, there have been some positive steps, like state-sponsored laptops and cheaper internet. Those are good, but they're just not enough. To really close this digital divide, these programs need to be much, much bigger and more ambitious. We have to make sure no student gets left on the wrong side of progress. So let's just pull this all together. What we've seen is how a really clear strategy, one that's built on training faculty, having a flexible curriculum, and working closely with industry, can create a powerful new way to learn and to prepare for the future. So we'll end with a question for you to think about. Looking at this whole model, what's the single most important change your own school or community could make to get ready for an AI-powered world? What's that very first step?